So in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you a bit of a controversial way on how we're going to go about scaling our wholesale business. And this is by going into multiple markets. So this one strategy alone at the beginning of this year generated us about 20x return on our marketing spend, where we spent $25,000 to generate over $500,000 in gross income that's going to come to us from just a $25,000 ad spend. So in this video, I'm going to be telling you exactly why I believe that you should scale into multiple markets. I'm going to tell you exactly how to find the market that fits your business. And then I'm going to show you how you can make it a success by having a good execution plan on rolling that new market out. And so the reason this is controversial is because most people tell you that you should just diversify your marketing channels by adding 6 or 7 different lead channels, which ultimately in our experience, we struggled doing this for 18 months. And all it did was decrease our ROI on marketing. So we were around 7 or 8x, and this decreases down to 2.7, which is absolutely horrendous. So there's 2 reasons why our return on investment went down. One, new lead channels add a ton of complexity into your business. So you have to teach your entire team how to handle an entirely new lead, and then you have to somehow fit that into your business. Inbound leads are way different than outbound. 2, think about this, is I spoke with a business broker about selling businesses and what you need. And in reality, he basically said that you only need 2 or 3 consistent lead channels. So why add 5, 6, 7 different lead channels when you could just be really good at 2, which most people are, cold call and SMS, and then maybe a 3rd one? Why not just go deep into these? And so that's what we did. So we had to make a change because our return on investment had dropped down to 2.7, and that's where the change to go into multiple markets came in. And so like I said, we spent 25 grand on this new market to make over $500,000 in a 6-month span. So it's pretty good return, right? I think most people would do that. But before you go and open up this new market, you do need to make sure that you're doing consistent deals already in your current market. You have KPIs that are being tracked, and you have a proven acquisition model inside your business. These are 3 critical key components so that you can copy and paste your business into this new market. So the first thing we want to do is we want to narrow our search. And I'm going to show you the sheet that I use in order to understand exactly what cities I need to go into. So there's 3 metrics I look at is DOM, which is days on market, median price, and then total sales, right? So the reason why I want to look at these days on market is because I want to see things that are selling quickly. We sell every single property on the MLS. We're getting this data straight from the MLS, and we're able to understand how fast things are selling. We want to be able to sell properties in 15 days or less. So green properties, green cities are going to be 15 days or less, right? So you can see that this is a green. The other side of it, we want a median price that's above 350,000 because roughly your wholesale fee is going to be about 10% of whatever that median home price is. So the higher, the better. And the last thing is we just want to make sure there's actual sales volume going on in this market, because there's really no point to count on an area that has 1 sale per month. I guess you can see Combine right here. Yeah, it's got 1 sale per month. Wow, that's so cool. But no, we don't really care. We really want more than 100 to be a high volume city. But if it's between 40 and 100, then that's considered good as well. So these are some of the basic things. And this is going to help you basically take down a chunk of a huge state, a huge country, whatever it is, and be like, here's the top 50 cities that I need to look into, top 10 cities, whatever it is. And now that we've figured out the top cities that we want to look at from a statistical point of view, now we want to match these with the strengths of our business. So for us, we were really good in the suburbs of Atlanta. So if we're really good in the suburbs, we want to look for suburban towns that have really good statistics. Basically, the best suburban town is where we got our first deal. It was the city of Plano. A very suburban area. Everything's called homogenous, which means the same, very similar. And you can look, statistics are great. Is a market 8, median home price 522, and then total sales 214. So fantastic data. Also, if you go into Google Maps, this is kind of how I just looked at it. I'll show you this. So I go to Google Maps and I just search up a Plano, Texas, and I kind of just get an overview of what everything looks like. And I'm able to see if this is a suburban town or not. So I just clicked on satellite. Sorry, I want satellite. And so I can just scroll around, kind of look, and I can look and just kind of see okay, these are all neighborhoods, right? These are all very similar. So I like this. It's not like a city, like crazy cities where it's you got industrial skyscrapers and like down here, I don't really want to be down here, right? But I do like this. I also went on Zillow and looked at the same area to make sure that home prices were actually pretty the same around this area. And that's another thing that was very consistent is for sale prices for properties that were selling. It was quite consistent across the board. So you can basically just go here, click on a little area. If you have MLS access, you can click on an area and you can basically just look and see price per square feet, bedrooms, bathrooms, our home selling for similar prices. That tells you if things are quite homogenous and it's less street by street, because there's some places in Atlanta or other markets that I'm sure you know where it's not street by street at all. So once you do that, you basically look at the map, you figure out how's the geography, do you like the city, is it similar to what you're already working with? And then the other piece is, are the demographics the same, right? So are people the same age? Is the type of person, the seller, is it going to be the same type of person? In Georgia, we're working with people in the South, right? So is Texas in the South? Yeah, it's a pretty similar type of seller. North Carolina is pretty similar, South Carolina is similar, Tennessee, Florida, a lot of these, northern Florida more so. A lot of these people are pretty similar to the people who we're used to working with. So you want to make sure that's a third piece. And then once you've done all of that, you might take 100 cities to start with down to the first step of just getting the numbers right. It might be 10 cities. And then from the numbers being right, you might be able to pick 2 or 3 or 4 based on whatever criteria you're looking at. So that's what we did to figure out our city. So now that we have the locations decided, we need to pick our list. And this part is pretty straightforward. We did absentee owners, 5+ years ownership, all individually owned, no LLCs, and then single family properties. And so this is our best performing list. And we basically just took this and we picked as many people as we could until we got to 50K records. And obviously we're going to skip trace those. And not every single city is going to, that's prime. The best ones are going to have enough records to get 50K. So we went down from like A class, which was all 3 green, to maybe like a A-, which is 2 green and 1 yellow or something like that, right? And we worked down the list that way to get to 50K. Once we did that, we got a launch control account where we could send 2,500 texts per day. This allowed us to text all 50,000 people in 1 month. Then we got some Texas outbound numbers, pretty straightforward. We also need a Texas website, so we made that $20 on Care, $50 or whatever. Started sending texts, right? We started sending texts, started getting leads. Like I said, leads were flying in. $10 per lead, 80 texts per lead. It was insane. The big thing here is we need to review every single appointment, and we need to review the KPIs by state. Everyone looks at KPIs like leads, net leads, offers, contracts, etc. by lead source, right? But you got to look at it by state as well when you're doing it by multiple states. So what we found a couple things. One, we found that we weren't converting as many leads to net lead, as many net leads to appointments, which basically means that our phone numbers, we didn't have a good phone number process because we were calling from Georgia numbers instead of Texas numbers, and that's kind of it. So we fixed that. And then another thing was we went on the appointments and we didn't underwrite super great because at initial we didn't have MLS access. So we got MLS access, and then after we did that, it wasn't very long until we started to have very accurate offers and understood what we could pay. And again, the reason MLS access is important in Texas is because it's a non-disclosure state. So they don't give you sale data on Zillow. So you have to have MLS to comp. So we got that. We started locking up deals. First deal we got was $67,000. And at this point, again, we are all in for like 15K at this point in time or less with total every cost. And so the most important piece that we did in this entire journey is we reviewed every single appointment and we reviewed the KPIs by state so we could understand what Texas was doing and that city was doing. And then once we got that deal under our belt is we put back into marketing and we went really hard on that city. And that city was the Plano city that was the best one there, where we've generated over $400,000 in revenue just off that one city alone because we just went extremely hard in marketing back. And that's been what has worked for us. Now we've gotten deals in other areas and we're starting to figure out what areas are good, but Plano has been the hottest city for us by far. So, that's pretty much it. So our literary future plan moving forward, how we're going to keep executing this at a high level is every few months, maybe less, whatever it is, we're going to open up a new market with SMS because it's so cheap and affordable. So that's our first line of defense. We're going to basically replicate this process, open up with SMS. We're going to then get proof of concept that this area works, what areas are good, what areas are bad. And then what we're going to do is we're going to add in like cold call. We're adding the next tier of marketing. So cold calling might be the next tier to dig some deeper roots there, and then add in direct mail or something else if you guys do other marketing channels as well. So that's how we're planning to scale in the future, is by scaling to different markets to boost our ROI. And I believe that this is a good avenue for anyone who has a dialed in front end business and can just copy and paste that model anywhere, and they're doing deals virtually. So it crushes for us, and we're working with implementing this into our other clients' businesses, and we've seen a lot of success with people who are doing it in the past. So if you guys want our help implementing any of these things, click the link down below. If not, be here for more videos, and we'll see you next time.